nothing new for those who've seen it from this point of view. Companionship for some is a masquerade. Yeah. A million hearts just to find the one that would tether two souls underneath the sun. But commitment makes some afraid to run away. I'm not perfect, but what I have to give is worth it. That day when true love arrives, I'll welcome it with a smile, and I'll say, hey, how does it feel to be in real love? How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel to know that you're enough for me? 'Cause not everyone gets a chance to be to someone like you are to me. I'm elated you are mine.
Thanks for tuning in to New England Prepper Society. Today I'm here to talk about the Glock 43X Shield Arms S15 magazine Gen 2. I heard a lot of smack about my last setup, and it was funny. I listened to y'all feedback, and I appreciate it. I don't care if you have negative feedback or positive feedback. I'll listen to it because I want to know what y'all are interested in. So I got your feedback. And I want to talk a little bit about the magazine. First of all, when I bought the Shield S15 Gen 2 magazines, the Gen 2 was only available. I know the Gen 3 is out. For some of y'all, that might be like a red flag that there's 3 generations of this magazine within a span of what the company, I think, came out in 2017. It was started by 2 friends in the United States. Their Instagram is actually kind of funny. You should probably check it out. Anyways, it's Shield Arms. I want to say it's a small business. It's probably larger than I think it is. American made. They make Glock magazines. They also make other magazines for other guns. But I'm interested in the Glock magazines they make. I have a Glock 43X. They removed the plastic coating of the fat Glock 43X magazines, and they're able to put more rounds in there because there's a lot more room they have when it's a metal mag. So they expanded the inner workings of that magazine, and they fit a lot more bullets to my knowledge. So it's a 15 plus 1. It turns your pistol into a 15 plus 1. Glock 19. Right? So you can have a thinner, lighter handgun, hence the Glock 43X, and the Shield Arms mags turn it into a Glock 19 for those who live in freer states. In Connecticut, I keep my 10-round magazines. So I do transition between the 2 mags. And that kind of sucks because, like I said before, when you buy the Shield Arms magazines, you have to buy the magazine catch because it's a metal magazine and it requires a metal magazine catch. Glock OEM comes with plastic magazines, plastic magazine catch. You can't interchange them. They're going to actually work fine. I've actually had no issues with shooting the gun with both plastic 10-round magazines with the metal shield catch. It was a pain in the ass to put that magazine catch in. I did it. I'm not taking it out. So I'm going to keep it there. But some of the feedback was you want to keep your Glock OEM as possible. And I agree. I definitely agree with that. Only thing I did was a freaking magazine catch. There's a lot of people out there that change the triggers. They change a lot of stuff. Oh, you know what? I put sights on it too, but they're metal sights. And I had someone correct me and tell me that some Glocks are now starting to come with metal sights. All right, great. I have no problem with that white box they do with the white painted dot. I know nothing fancy. I just saw a video of his. He's also doing Shield Arms review. I think he hates metals. No, he hates tritium sights. That's what he hates. But I put tritium sights on all my guns, and this is off topic. I'm going to show you a cast member. This is the next review. Just really quick before we get into the Shield Arms magazines. This is a Glock 34 long slide. It is the second longest Glock made. The first one was a Glock 17, but I think that the reason why they made this is because this can go into competitions. The Glock 17 was too long, so this meets requirements for competitions. I think this is a great go-to-war gun. I did change the sights on that. It's by the way clear, right? Because y'all gonna go crazy over that. There's no magazine in it, right? I put a tritium sight on there, whatever. You're gonna see a review of this. When I'm out in the woods in Maine, I carry this. Actually, I was fully kitted out with my Mini 14, and I got a holster that this was on in a rig. I'll probably put a video in there so y'all can see. But anyways, so just to give you some backstory, I do like Glock. I appreciate what they do and what they offer. They just come out with the big bore Glocks, right? They have the Gen 5 big bores. They've always had big bores, but they just came out with the Gen 5s. The 10 millimeter and 45 caliber, which I'm probably going to get both. Who knows? There's a lot of guns to get this year. But I want capacity, and that's why I chose the Shield Arms mags. A lot of y'all were suggesting that I go different gun, but I want to make it work with Glock, and I did make it work because I've had no problems. I just watched a video on YouTube about the Gen 3 Shield Arm mags and how they're messing up, but I paid real close attention. Homie had a lot of moderations done to that gun. Had a different trigger on there. From what I could see, he had a threaded barrel. He had a suppressor on there. Like, I'm not saying no run suppressors or third-party parts, but like it's hard to say this magazine doesn't work with this gun if you have nothing but aftermarket parts. You now have a Franken gun, and there's nothing wrong with Franken guns, but I wouldn't use it as a test subject. So I put about over 500 rounds, hollow points actually. Yeah, it's expensive, but I just got some. Let me show what I got. One of my favorite rounds. It is the Underwood 147 plus P. Love this little bullet. Hopefully it, let me see if I put my hand up. Maybe I'll put some footage in there of me shooting it. I put about 500 rounds through this mag, the 15 round mag. No issues at all. I know some of y'all have issues, but my question to you is, did you alter the magazine? Did you put a new trigger on there? Did you put suppressors on there? I think that does mess with the gun. It messes with the functions of the gun, and then you have a bad system. And yes, it may work with some magazines, but not all, right? And I'm going to take y'all advice. You want to stick to as close to OEM as possible with Glock. Again, these are tools. I believe in the tool concept with guns. I don't mind the cool factor, but I haven't got to the cool factor with guns yet just because I'm not rich. When I'm able to buy 40, 50 guns, then I guess when I get to the 40th gun, I'm in the cool factor. Right now I'm buying tools, so I don't do much alterations with my guns besides the 2 rifles that I built, but that's probably going to be another video. But just to give you a heads up, 400 or 500 rounds through the bullets I just showed you, Underwood 147 plus P, no failures. They were great. So I'm going to definitely, and I have no other alterations done to my gun besides the magazine catch and the Ameriglow sights, right? They work fine. I have no issues. I do rely on this gun. It's my everyday carry. Once again, when I'm in Connecticut, I have the 10 round magazines on me. I switch over. I was just in Maine last weekend, mowing some grass. 184 acres, by the way. 187, actually. I didn't mow it all. It took me a couple hours just to do the perimeter of the house. I have no problems with it. So, update on the Shield S15 mags. Gen 2s, they're probably still selling. I know Gen 3s just came out. I say get them. Don't get the bulk pack on the website. Try a magazine through your gun. I know a lot of you Glock boys out there like to do different things to your gun. So just make sure they run properly through it. And if they do, go for it. They're not cheap. I got a couple of them. And, you know, once you figure out if your gun likes them or not, shoot them, buy them. Again, they turn your Glock 43X or your Glock 48 into a Glock 19. So go out there, go get it. Turn your slim, thinner, lighter, easier to conceal gun into a Glock 19. Thumbs up.